Some dreams start with smoke, sizzle, and hope. Others start quietly and end with lessons no money can buy. Chinedu, a man in his late 20s, walks past the junction every day on his way from work. He dreams of quitting his cramped call center office and starting something of his own. If I can set up a Suya joint here, he thinks, I can feed people, earn respect, and finally be free. In Lagos, every corner holds opportunity, but some corners hold more than you can see. He invests his savings into a small grill, skewers, bright yellow chairs, and jars of spices. Neighbors watch curiously as he sets up a tiny signboard. Chinedu's Suya Corner, best grill in town. The first day is tomorrow, Chinedu whispers to himself, and tomorrow my life changes. The night before opening, Chinedu lies awake, listening to the distant hum of Lagos traffic. Excitement battles anxiety. Some nights are filled with hope. Others carry the quiet weight of things unseen. He dreams of customers laughing, biting into spicy meat, praising his cooking, but in the corner of his mind, a shadow flickers. Unnoticed, but present. Dreams are born in light, but sometimes shadows follow. And every corner of Lagos holds more than just opportunity. The grand opening, where the Suya joint starts operating, the first mysterious customers appear and suspense begins. Chinedu sets up his grill, arranging skewers and chairs neatly. Chinedu wipes sweat from his brow. Today is the day, the grand opening of Chinedu Suya Corner. This is it, he mutters, the first day of freedom. The first day of any dream feels like magic. But in Lagos, magic often has a shadow lurking nearby. Customers trickle in at first, a motorbike taxi driver, a mother with her child, a couple laughing as they wait. Chinedu serves them with pride, the aroma of spiced meat filling the street. Best suya in the city, a customer exclaims. Chinedu beams, handing over skewers with a proud smile. By mid-afternoon, the crowd grows. Word spreads quickly. Chinedu suya is flavorful, juicy, perfectly grilled. Business is booming. He laughs, wiping his hands on his apron, feeling the thrill of independence. Success often arrives quietly at first. Then it grows until it attracts attention you never imagined. As evening falls, a cool breeze sweeps through the junction. Chinedu notices something strange. A thin, pale figure standing at the edge of the crowd, not eating, just staring. Chinedu blinks, thinking he imagined it. But the figure doesn't move. Customers come and go, oblivious. Hello? Chinedu calls out nervously. Would you like some suya? The figure nods slowly. Sometimes customers don't just bring profit, they bring questions and shadows from a world you cannot see. Chinedu serves the figure a plate of suya. As the figure bites, the wind shifts unnaturally, and a chill runs down Chinedu's spine. I don't know why, but it feels different, he mutters under his breath. The figure nods once and fades slowly into the night, leaving behind a lingering sense of cold and unease. In Lagos, even a simple dream, a suya stand, can brush against the unseen. And some customers are not what they seem. The first day of success brought joy and the first whisper of mystery. And Chinedu would soon learn that some shadows follow every dream, no matter how bright. Some customers leave more than empty plates. Some leave questions and shadows that follow you home. Not again, he whispers, clutching a skewer nervously. Sometimes success attracts attention, and sometimes attention comes from places you cannot imagine. The figure steps closer, pale, translucent, eyes hollow, yet sad. It doesn't speak, it only watches. Chinedu feels a chill crawl up his spine. I don't know what you want, Chinedu stammers. Here, Iyo, have some suya. He places a plate on the empty chair. The figure sits, slowly picking up a skewer. A strange silence envelops the junction. Even the night sounds seem muted. Chinedu watches in disbelief as other faint figures start appearing, silent, observing, waiting. He counts 4 at first, then 5. Each one seems different. Some wear torn clothes, others carry a faint air of sadness. Some souls linger not for mischief, but for what was denied them in life. And some lessons are delivered without words. As the night deepens, Chinedu realizes the figures are calm but hungry. He notices their sadness, not anger or fear. Are you hungry? He asks softly. I can feed you. The tallest figure nods slowly. Chinedu begins grilling more meat, carefully placing plates before them. As he does, he notices that no one else in the street seems to see them. By midnight, the figures vanish as quietly as they appeared. Chinedu sits down, exhausted and trembling, trying to process what just happened. I don't know if it was real, he mutters, but I feel responsible somehow. Some customers don't pay with money. Some pay with lessons in humility, empathy, and the unseen truths of life. Chinedu locks up the joint, stepping outside. The junction is quiet, the city unaware. He feels a strange mix of fear and purpose. In Lagos, even a Suya joint can teach you about life, death, and responsibility if you are willing to see beyond the ordinary. The first ghostly customers had come and gone, and Chinedu realized that his dream was no longer just about food or money, but about respect, empathy, and understanding forces he could not explain. Sometimes the word speaks in whispers, and only those who listen can understand its lessons. After the first ghostly visit, Chinedu struggles to sleep. Every night, he imagines the pale figures returning. One evening, he notices subtle signs. Plates slightly moved when he isn't looking. Smoke curling into shapes that resemble faces. A chill that seems to guide him toward preparing extra suya. It's like they're trying to tell me something, he whispers to himself. Some lessons arrive quietly in moments that seem ordinary until you pay attention. One night, Chinedu sees a young girl sitting quietly by the edge of the stand, translucent and sad. She doesn't speak, just watches. Are you hungry? Chinedu asks, heart pounding. She nods faintly. He serves her suya carefully, noticing she eats slowly with appreciation. When she finishes, she fades away. Some souls linger not for mischief or fear, but because they were denied care in life. And in feeding them, Chinedu began learning empathy. Over the next week, the visits continue. A middle-aged man with sorrowful eyes, an elderly woman carrying an invisible burden. A young boy smiling faintly, hungry for attention. Chinedu starts preparing extra suya every night, leaving it neatly on plates before the mysterious figures appear. He notices that the more care he shows, the calmer the atmosphere becomes, and customers who can see the figures feel no fear. Chinedu begins journaling the experiences. They aren't here to scare me. They are here to teach me responsibility, respect, and care beyond what I can see. One night, a particularly sorrowful spirit lingers longer than usual, pointing silently toward the poor, hungry people on the streets who can't afford suya. Chinedu realizes the connection. These ghostly visitors are mirrors of the needy he has ignored. Helping them teaches him compassion. His suya stand is no longer just a business. It's a bridge to empathy. Success isn't measured by money alone. Some profits are invisible, but their lessons are priceless. And Chinedu was learning that. Every night, one skewer at a time. The ghosts kept returning, quietly, mysteriously, and Chinedu began to understand. His suya joint was no longer just a dream of wealth, but a school for kindness, patience, and respect for lives, both seen and unseen. Sometimes life presents a choice. One path leads to comfort, the other to conscience. Business has been booming lately, more customers than ever. But with the ghostly visits increasing, he begins to feel the weight of responsibility. Opportunity and conscience often collide. And when they do, the heart is tested. A wealthy local businessman approaches Chinedu one evening. Your Suya is the talk of the town, he says. I can help expand this business. The proper location, more grills, bigger profits. You could make a fortune overnight. Chinedu's eyes widen. The dream he imagined years ago seems within reach. All you need to do, the man continues, is focus on the paying customers. Forget the street ghosts, the old stories. Keep your eyes on profit. Chinedu's stomach tightens. He looks at the faint glow near the edge of the street. The ghostly figures watch silently, waiting. Profit or conscience, he mutters under his breath. Some decisions are easy in theory, but when shadows demand your attention, ease and conscience are rarely aligned. He decides to experiment. That night, he ignores the ghostly visitors, leaving no extra suya. The shadows appear, lingering longer than usual. The atmosphere feels heavy, almost suffocating. The air chills, and the night feels wrong. I can't just ignore you, he whispers, heart pounding. The next morning, Chinedu notices a change in the crowd. Customers whisper about a strange, uneasy feeling near the stand. Business slows. He realizes the unseen consequences of neglecting the ghostly visitors are spilling into the visible world. Chinedu makes a choice. That night, he prepares extra suya for the ghostly figures. He serves them with care, leaves small offerings on the side for the needy in the streets, whispers words of respect and kindness. The atmosphere changes immediately. The chill dissipates and the spirits fade peacefully. True success is measured not only in currency, but in conscience, empathy, and courage. And sometimes the hardest choices teach the most important lessons. Chinedu had faced the choice between profit and principle. He chose principle, and in doing so, learned that the unseen world often guides the seen one. And from that night onward, his suya joint was not just a business. It was a bridge between the living and the lessons of the past. In Lagos, word travels fast, and sometimes it travels even faster when whispers carry mystery. After embracing the ghostly visitors and preparing extra suya with care, Chinedu notices something unusual. Customers start talking about the mysterious suya man at the junction. People whisper that the stand serves the best suya in Lagos. Some claim they felt a strange, calming presence while eating there. Chinedu smiles, serving customers, though he keeps his eyes on the faint glow at the edge of the street. They'll come if I leave the extra plate, he mutters quietly. They always do. The ghostly visitors return nightly, never causing harm, only lingering and observing, sometimes pointing to needy children or lonely elders on the streets. As the days pass, Chinedu gains a reputation for generosity. He starts giving free suya to hungry children at the junction. Regular customers praise the taste and the ambience. Even late-night passers-by feel a calm, comforting energy near the stand. One evening, a journalist stops by. She films Chinedu serving suya, noting, people say something magical happens here at night, but the kindness is real. And in Lagos, real kindness is rarer than gold. In the background, faint, translucent figures appear, almost smiling before fading away. Chinedu realized the ghosts are no longer frightening. They become guides, showing him where help is needed, reminding him to act with conscience. By the end of the week, Chinedu's business flourishes. Local traders bring friends from neighboring districts. The suya stand is crowded from noon to midnight. Chinedu balances profit with purpose, feeding both living customers and mysterious visitors. Chinedu had learned that success and conscience could coexist. The junction was no longer just a place for suya. It was a place of lessons, guidance, and moral growth. And Lagos, vast and bustling, held its breath as one small corner became extraordinary. Some opportunities arrive with golden promises, but behind the shine, shadows may watch and wait. Business is thriving. But today, a man in a crisp suit approaches, holding a sleek folder and a confident smile. Chinedu, right? Your Suya is famous across town, the man says. I represent investors who want to open a chain of Suya joints. We can make you rich. Bigger stands, more grills, prime location. You'll never worry about money again. Some offers feel too good to refuse. But in Lagos and in life, every offer comes with invisible strings. Chinedu's heart races. Years of struggling, dreams of financial freedom, and the allure of luxury flash before him. He imagines a proper air-conditioned restaurant, steady income, no more late nights grilling under the stars. Fame and influence. This could change everything, he mutters quietly. But as he looks out across the junction, he notices the faint glow at the edge of the street. The ghostly figures appear, watching silently. They are calm, but their presence is undeniable. If I take this, they won't come anymore, he thinks. I can't feed them, can't honor them. Sometimes the greatest temptation tests more than ambition. It tests character, conscience, and the courage to do what is right. Chinedu faces the dilemma: accept the offer and secure wealth, fame, and comfort, ignoring the spirits. Refuse and continue serving the ghostly visitors, the needy, and the junction community. He remembers the first ghostly visitor, the young girl who taught him empathy, the elderly woman pointing silently to those in need. The lessons of patience, humility, and responsibility. True wealth isn't measured in naira or fame. It's measured in the integrity to honor those who depend on you, even when no one else notices. That night, the ghostly figures appear more clearly than ever. They linger around the grill, nodding slowly. The air is warm, calm, and inviting. Chinedu serves extra suya, feeling the joy of doing what is right. Chinedu had faced his greatest test so far. He had chosen integrity over profit, kindness over convenience, and empathy over ambition. And in that choice, the junction and the spirits who visited rewarded him silently, but fully. When one chooses conscience over convenience, the world sometimes responds in ways you could never expect. After declining the investor's offer, Chinedu notices something extraordinary. Neighbors start helping him prepare skewers. Regular customers bring ingredients or utensils to support his small venture. Local kids run errands, excited to be part of the Suya stand. The ghostly visitors continue their nightly appearances, but now their presence seems to bless the junction rather than haunt it. The air feels lighter. Passers-by notice a calm energy near the stand. Even the city seems kinder in that small corner. One evening, Chinedu overhears a conversation between neighbors. That corner has changed, you know. It's not just about Suya. It feels more peaceful here. He smiles, realizing that the ghost's lessons extend beyond him. They guide him not only to help the unseen, but also to inspire the living. And some courage spreads quietly, leaving a mark no one can measure. Chinedu begins organizing small acts of kindness. He donates leftover suya to street children. He helps elderly neighbors with groceries. He listens to the concerns of the neighborhood, offering advice or support. The stand gains a reputation for more than taste. People say it's a safe and welcoming place. Stories spread that the junction feels calm and protected. Chinedu becomes a local hero of sorts, not for wealth, but for kindness and conscience. Some victories don't come from money, Chinedu thinks. They come from doing right, even when no one else notices. Before we dive deeper into what happened that night, make sure you subscribe. You don't want to miss what comes next. Every story holds a lesson. If you felt this one, share it. And don't forget to subscribe for more stories.
Shop.
Smoke spreads toward the junction. Customers panic, scattering into the rain. Chinedu instinctively rushes to help. He moves chairs and supplies to safety. He guides customers to shelter. He tries to control the chaos, but the smoke and flames grow quickly. I have to save them. All of them, he shouts, heart pounding. Suddenly, the ghostly visitors appear more clearly than ever. The young girl points toward trapped children nearby. The elderly woman gestures to a corner where smoke is thickest. The boy, with a faint smile, guides Chinedu to a man struggling in the rain. Some guidance is unseen, but in times of crisis, it becomes impossible to ignore. With their silent guidance, Chinedu rescues the trapped customers and neighbors, moves valuables and supplies to safety, keeps the Suya stand from catching fire. By the time the fire brigade arrives, the chaos has been controlled. Everyone is safe, though shaken. After the crisis, the neighborhood hails Chinedu as a hero. He gains respect not only for his business, but for his character. Ghostly visitors stop lingering every night, appearing only when he quietly offers extra suya or acts with empathy. Chinedu realizes the spirits were preparing him for this moment, teaching responsibility, courage, and conscience. Chinedu had faced his ultimate test: courage, responsibility, and compassion intertwined. The ghost had taught him everything he needed to succeed, not just in business, but in life. And for the first time, the junction felt truly alive, with lessons, respect, and unseen blessings. Every dream carries shadows. Every lesson leaves a mark, and sometimes the unseen guides us to become our best selves. After the fire incidents and the nightly visits, things feel different. The ghostly visitors appear one last time, calm and serene. The young girl smiles faintly before fading. The elderly woman nods in silent approval. The boy waves gently and disappears into the morning light. Chinedu takes a deep breath, looking around the junction. His business is thriving, but he is richer in more than money. He has gained respect, community trust, and personal growth. Most importantly, he has learned empathy, patience, and integrity. Chinedu now takes time to mentor younger entrepreneurs in the neighborhood, teaching them about business, responsibility, and community care. Sharing his story of the Suya stand, ghostly visitors, and the lessons learned. Inspiring others to act with integrity even when no one is watching. Chinedu looks at the empty chairs where the ghostly figures once sat. Thank you, he whispers. I'll never forget what you taught me. Chinedu's Suya joint taught him more than business. It taught him that empathy, integrity, and courage are the true measures of success. And sometimes the unseen, whether spirits or lessons, guide us to become better than we ever imagined. Kindly subscribe to watch more.